Hi, listeners. So at this point, we still haven't seen the characters show their monstrous natures, but by the end of this episode, we start to get some hints. One other thing. Pay attention to how much investment the players have in the stories of the other characters. You can see it in the way we paint the scene in Chad's room, and the way some of the players ask questions to flesh out scenes their character isn't even in. It's a great example of very giving gameplay. Enjoy.
You can ask all the questions you want, and you can get a whole bunch of answers, but they're not what you're looking for. And sometimes the things that you're looking for are right in front of you. And like I'm standing in front of the ply, like implying that it's that, but not necessarily that.
I'm into it. We'll turn some on.
Yeah, I got an 11.
We'll get to that in a minute. You said you're trying to find Chad, right? Chad sticks out like a fucking thud. Chad's not.
Yeah, and I know what car he drives, so I was kind of planning on heading to the parking lot and making
Oh my god,
sure
he totally drives like a white Camaro. Okay.
Oh god, he's such an asshole.
And he's there, I think he's there with like a couple of his like football buddies or whatever. They're like throwing the football like in the parking lot, you know how like douchey football guys do.
Yeah. I'm gonna just kind of slink up there and sit on the hood of the car or the trunk of the car watching.
Oh fuck. And then the guys around him are kind of like, they're getting a little nervous because they know what happened earlier, right? Like,
yeah, it's all over school, I'm sure.
He's like, all right, guys, let's take 5. Are you sure, Chad? He's like, get the fuck out of here. And like, so they all go off, just leaving the two of you there. What the fuck, Margo? Like, you're not done fucking ruining my day? What the hell?
Well, we got several hours left in it. You said you were going to come up with the 120.
I said I was in right.
Let's go do that. And then I'm out of your life. I'm not trying to cause you grief, but I got shit I got to get done. And for me to get that done, I need you to do your shit.
He's like, I got the money back at my house. It's in my room. You want to come into my room?
Yeah, let's go get that.
So you guys get in the car. Like he'll drive. Oh God, what song is playing immediately?
That's what I was just going to ask too.
I know.
Have you heard that Simple Plan song? It was big when I was in high school with I heard you're doing okay, but I want you to know I'm a dick. I'm addicted to you. That song.
I don't know that song, but that sounds great.
I don't know it either, but it sounds perfect.
He puts the ignition in, like it just blasts, right? Like, that song. And you guys are driving or whatever. And he's like, it's like so loud you can't actually have a conversation, right? Like you'd have to like scream over it, right? He just fucking like puts his hand on your leg, like in the most entitled way possible. Like he's filled in some blanks that you didn't know about what's about to happen. Yeah. What do you do?
Go stiff for a minute, and then I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna roll with this. So you see me like get real tense, my hands come up, and then I'm like,
He stops at a stoplight, he turns the radio down, he's like, you'd be really, really pretty if you didn't dress like such a dyke.
Nice talk, Chad. Oh, straight to the girl's heart. I just want to throw myself at you right now after such sweet words. Take his hand off my leg, put it onto the shift lever. Let's go get that cash. Come on, big boy.
He's like, all right. And he puts it in drive and keeps going down the road. He's determined to test you right now, right? Yep. Like he's absolutely 100% determined to test you. I think this is not going to be a straightforward transaction like you had hoped. You get to his house, beautiful house, right? Like, I mean, it's like beautiful, like old colonial, right? White, red door, like just gorgeous, beautiful, like treescape, like all around it, like it looks really picturesque. You even have to drive up a little path to get to it, right? He gets out and he's like, all right, so this is my house.
Yeah, nice digs, Chadwick.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably not something you're accustomed to because you live in a trailer, right?
Yeah, fuck you very much, Chad. Let's get that cash. I'm about done with you.
I think they have like a housekeeper who like opens the door and like lets you guys in, and you go in and like he's a dick. I mean, he's such a dick. Like this person who this woman will say she's just kind of a middle-aged woman. She looks like she's probably worked there a long time. She opens the door, and he's like, he turns to you and he's like, "Are you hungry? You want something to eat?"
Sure.
He just like yells at this housekeeper to like go make you guys a sandwich, and then he takes you up to his room. Go around the table. Everyone just like name one thing about Chad's room that like really telegraphs what a douche he is.
He's got an acoustic guitar, but it's mounted to the wall, so he never plays it because he can't.
Nice.
He's got posters of women in like bikinis in like sexual poses.
Of course.
Because he's a good athlete, he has like on top of his dresser, he's just got like the huge amounts of like trophies and ribbons, just like all on display.
The ego wall.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely the ego wall.
Nice. Actually, Margo, I want a different answer from you.
Yep.
I want to know what you see that makes him surprisingly endearing.
All right. He actually has a picture of his little sister on the
Nice.
dresser, and it's nestled right in front of all those trophies. And she's just a super cute little kid. And he's with her, and he looks actually sincerely happy, not the
Happy,
smarmy happy.
Right, yeah, good. Awesome, thank you. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, God, today was a fucked up day at school. No thanks to you. God, fucking bitch. And then he like, I think he like just takes off his shirt. Like he's got like a Lacoste shirt or whatever on, right? And he just takes it off and like just reveals his like, he's got a waxed chest, he's real like
Nice.
muscular. He's kind of hot, and we're going to leave it there for a minute. So, Jonah, your mom's not going to let you out of this new life thing unless you get Ben. Take your place. So...
I think I go out the front door. I think I know I need to like kind of play up my coolness. So I think I probably like pop my collar. My jeans are tucked into my boots. And
right,
I probably
that's
like
the thing now. Yeah.
bend down and like do some push-ups really quickly. And I knock, and then I lean against the post on his porch.
You can hear. Oh my God, what dorky ass thing would Ben be doing right now?
He's playing ukulele.
What a weird thing to be doing. You can hear him uking out, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That's a classic ukulele song, right? Anyway, he's plinking out ukulele song, and like you're there doing your thing.
I think I probably like look in the window.
All right, you see him. He's there. He's like, I think he's like sitting in the living room with a little ukulele, and he's kind of like doing his little thing or whatever, right? And I think he's got like a video on the TV. It's like it kind of shows you how to do the hand positions and stuff like that, right? So,
And then I think I ring the doorbell, and I
He's
wave
like,
in the window.
Jonah, hey, what's up? How's it going, man? Excited and nervous.
I just want to know if you wanted to like hang out at my place and help my folks with something. I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I've got a science exam tomorrow. Life sciences, and I probably should be studying.
Oh, it's just that I could really use your help.
Are you trying to turn them on? Are you doing something? I mean, it sounds like you were kind of
Probably trying to turn them on.
Yeah, you kind of like set it up to be like kind of like, oh, I'm cool. Like, give me one thing you do to trigger the turn on. Like what?
I'm leaning against this post, and I kind of like with my head down, I look up at him kind of in a way.
All right, nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll it. See how it goes.
Okay, I got a 9.
He like kind of just like he stumbles out of the door frame, and like I think he like was intending like kind of step out there and like kind of like casually and kind of talk with you, but he actually like kind of stumbles forward, and maybe you'd have to like catch him in your arm a little bit, right? He's a small guy.
Okay.
He's kind of lingering a little bit as you're like kind of holding him there, like he's kind of just like lingering a little too long, right?
I straighten him up and smile.
Right. He's like, who cares about science? Science is not important anymore in this country. And
too real. But okay.
Too soon.
He's like, yeah, sure. I'd love to come over tonight. What are we gonna be doing? Are Don and Tony and what's the other roadie gonna be there?
So I have a question. Is he like already like in the preppy clothing that I need him to be in?
No, he's like he just looks like he dresses like a little young for his age, just a little like.
Yeah, I'm like, oh well, my mom is like doing this business thing, and like she needs people around to like help, be friendly faces, and I thought you would just be perfect to help me with this. You could like change into something. I know it's kind of lame, but like a little more preppy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. What time should I come over?
Just go change and then meet me over there. Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'll go right now. And then he like walks backwards, right, like into his house, and he's like watching you, like he's like seeing like, is this a joke, or like he can't like quite believe what's happening. And then but he feels fairly confident that it's all real, and then he leaves and he turns and goes upstairs. So
Okay, so while he's changing, I'm gonna go and run to my room.
yeah.
And then I tell my mom, yeah, Ben will be over in a couple minutes. And then I run to my room and think that my room it was like a pantry room or something that was turned into my bedroom.
Okay.
And I have like this little tiny bed that's in there. It's more of like a cot.
Yeah.
And there's like cabinets that I keep my stuff in. The floor is like tile. And I think I've probably got like a really old TV and like a Nintendo NES in there. And there's probably like dirty laundry on my floor and maybe like a pizza box. Way under my bed, like behind some clothes, I've got this like little black duffel bag. And so I pull that out and I look behind my shoulder to make sure that my parents aren't there. And then I open it up and I see this stag skull mask that I made. And I just like make sure that it's okay. And I look at it for a second, and then I zip the bag up and sling it over my shoulder.
Nice. I'm gonna cut there. Okay, well, so what was the result of your turn someone on?
My result was an 11.
11, all right. So on a 10 up, gain a string on them, and also they choose a reaction from below. Okay, interesting. So you've got a string. You can just call him Big Man for now. And I'm going to choose I Promise Something I Think You Want. Well, I tell you what, little lady. If you find yourself all alone in your room in the near future, and you're wondering about Big Man and what he's up to, he scrawls on a little piece of paper. This is the motel I'm staying at, just a little ways down the road. You come on over and we'll have a real good question and answer session. Hands it to you.
I think I take it and I hold it very obviously as I'm walking back to Lilith. Look at Norma, put it in my pocket, like type thing. Like as I'm looking at Norma to walk back to Lilith, and then I just like sit down and like take the other straw, probably while Lilith is still like sucking on the other straw of the milkshake. Right, yeah. And just like we're both like sipping from the milkshake as like I just kind of like actively like turn my back and like ignore them, and, like going back to this focused session.
Well, so do we want any other scene? Do we want anything else to happen in the diner here? Are we good, or what? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. I want to, like, maybe a little bit of time passes. Tell Serena we don't need to talk about it anymore, kind of thing, and trademark blush again. She's like, but just promise me that you won't lead me on, okay?
Because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I figured.
Well, so what's at stake if she takes the promise? Like,
I think it's just if they break it, right?
Oh, okay. So you just get the promise, but it's only something. Okay, so there's nothing. So making the promise, it's just a promise made.
Yeah, it's just a promise.
Yeah. So like,
but it's a bigger deal than.
Yeah, I don't think I because I don't know that you're a fae, and I don't know that a promise really means all that much yet. So I'm like,
right?
Yeah, sure. Like, you know what? Let's get out of here. We've probably got some stuff to figure out. And I like look around and I look to like the big man and Norma. I'm like, this place probably isn't it. And I promise that like whatever happens, I'll make sure that you're into it. Like, I don't want to push you to things that you don't want to do.
I don't think we'll have any problems there. And I think like I'm thinking as she gets promises, it's sort of like sexuality is just being stoked like every time, cool. Right?
Nice. Good.
Yeah, so like
note that promise, that was a good one.
So not exactly what you wanted, but close.
Cool. Let's smash cut. Chad and Margo. Chad's taking his shirt off. He looks really good. I mean, he's clearly like he's very vain, right? I mean, I think he does some jumping jacks. That's what you do. Right? He does some jumping jacks.
I'm gonna throw him a bone and go, I gotta say, that's a pretty nice body you got there, Chad.
He's like, I got that power, don't I? Even people like you. I was like, I can get you to switch teams, huh? Is that the idea here? Like,
I don't know. You got 120.
Fuck, you're like a busting my balls, Margo. Jesus Christ. And like he sits on the bed and he's like, let's just chill for a minute. He's like, come on, Maria's about to bring us some sandwiches. Kind of like sits on the bed and he like, he puts his legs up and he's like, sit down next to me.
Flop down next to him, like, fine. So we're gonna get some little cucumber sandwiches or something like I see on those TV shows.
He's like, yeah, she cuts the crusts off and everything. It's pretty great.
Are you shitting me?
Like, nope. Oh my fucking God. He gets up and he's got a hotel do not disturb door hanger on the inside of his bedroom door. And he takes it and he puts it on the outside of the door and then closes the door. And then he goes back. I have a string on you, Chad. And I'm going to spend it. I think Chad wants to hit it right now. And
yeah, no, I think that's totally awesome because I like the dynamic of kind of the the attraction, but disgust for him. So physically you can appreciate him, but emotionally he's just reprehensible. So I love that.
All right, so take the XP. I'm into it. Let's do it.
I want this to happen, but I want Margo to be like the alpha about it. I think, like,
right? She just jumps him, and once he starts making jokes, just shoves him down on the bed. That's great.
Okay. All right. So, what's your sex move? When you have sex with someone, you establish a spirit connection with them. Until either of you breaks that spirit connection by having sex with someone else, you add 1 to all rolls to defend them. You can tell when that connection has been broken. This is really interesting. I mean, like, I don't need that. We'll off-screen the sex, but I'm curious where this comes from. Is this just a biological imperative, or did Chad do something that makes you feel this way?
I think it's really very much a physical, biological drive type thing. I'm thinking of her, because she was actually bitten by a werewolf. She's very physical. That it all comes back to kind of biological core with her. And so it's not necessarily an emotional attachment, but there's that feeling of, I don't know, maybe it's like he's her property almost now or something because she had sex with him.
I like that. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I like that. That's good. No, that makes sense.
Is she in danger of like transforming during this thing then? Like, is it animalistic enough that she's like somewhat
It was definitely hard on the bed, I can tell you that.
Are there claw marks?
I'm pretty sure that Margo doesn't do anything halfway.
It's like the Jessica Jones Luke Cage bed scene.
Yeah, just about. Yep. That's a good call.
That's claw marks on the headboard. Well, so Jonah, you're free and clear. Ben will come over and get roped in by your mom. No big deal.
Yeah. I think that like as soon as he like steps in, I'm like, oh, I gotta go check in with Tony real quick. I'll be back.
He's like, oh, okay, all right, awesome. And he looks around. And he's like, nice place. That's not true. That's a lie. And okay, well, so where do you go?
I told the boys that I'd meet them at the usual spot in the pond.
Okay, so it's Rhodey, Tony, Dawn, right? Tony was supposed to be meeting Serena, right? That's something that we had talked about. Okay. Oh, she's expecting him at the diner, right? Yeah. And I think Tony is like, he comes up, he's like, dude, Jonah, like, I've got like a doctor's appointment, a few minutes, and I need
What am I feeling from him?
He's lying to you. I mean, he's like, I gotta go today. I can't do this shit today.
I think I'm gonna spin my string on him. Mm-hmm. I actually just reach up and I start undressing him. And I'm just like, Tony, it doesn't work if everyone isn't involved.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, he's like, can I just go make a phone call real quick?
I smile at him and I'm like, sure.
He's like, all right, yeah, just to tell the doctor that doctor's office I won't be there. And then that's when Dawn comes up to you and he's like, dude, he's like, Tony's been acting really weird today. Like, I don't know, like he didn't want to be here. Like he's, I don't know, strange.
Yeah, I think he's distracted.
Distracted? Like by what?
I don't know, girls or something. I think that Rhodey is like walling up the joints for all of us. And after we undress with mud, we're like making swirls on each other. I take the mask out of my bag and put it on. And then I think there's just like a camera shot pans away like behind a tree as we start like rubbing each other and getting down. Before the camera fades away, I think like the gaze into the abyss is I'm like wearing the mask. I'm like fucking one of them, but the camera's on like me. Right. And like me wearing this mask, and there's like this weird camera effect going on, and that's when I gaze into the abyss.
All right. So what do you want? And when you gaze into the abyss, you have to say that you have to name something you're looking for, basically, and then roll with dark.
I'm looking to reel in Tony.
Okay, like kind of break whatever.
I'm looking to cement my control.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll plus dark.
That is an 8.
On a 7 to 9, the abyss shows you confusing and alarming visions. Also, it's worth pointing out your sex move doesn't really fire off here because all the people you're having sex with are already part of your clique. So mechanically, I don't think it fires.
If you want something confusing and alarming, if he doesn't know that I'm a vampire, you can like reveal part of that as part of the confusing and alarming.
Okay, all right, I'm into that. You see 4 trees, okay? And on each of these trees, there are 4 young men hanging upside down by their ankles, tied. And I think they're kind of like hanging upside down, like by a peg that's been like hammered into the tree, and they're kind of hanging from it. Each of them has a look of terror on their face. And the first one is Tony, okay? And he's like flailing around and looking really like really kind of freaking out. You see a pair of hands like kind of reaching into frame, like of small hands, girl hands, reaching into frame and like trying to calm him down, but he's just like freaking out, right? He's just totally like freaking out. And there might even be some kind of identifying mark, maybe like some ring or something that Serena wears, possibly. And then the camera like pans and you see like Rhodey and Dawn. They're alive, but they look a little weak and pale, right? And you see like trickling out of their ears and eyes and mouth, and just little streaks of blood, right? And then we get to the 4th person, and the 4th person is dead, and it's Kyle Norwood. And not just dead, he looks like desiccated, like it's like his skin is just like vacuum sealed over his bones, right? But like you can still make out his face, and his eyes are bulging out, and that's what you see.